This is daily data 28, where you can women to text second of her name. So we are now already in the probability section here, and we're moving on from the prosecutor's fallacy to the defense attorney's fallacy. So let's see what that is. The defense attorney's fallacy is the opposite mistake or the prosecutor's fallacy. I have a little bonus for you at the end here. I included Thompson and Schumann's paper where they discuss this. In the previous example where we taught, the defense attorney might argue that this hair match evidence is worthless. Remember, we talked about evidence in court for finding a matching hair. But since it only increases the probability of defendant's guilt by a tiny amount, or 1 out of 3,000 people. So if this is what the defense attorney might say, is that, it's actually, it only increases the defendant's guilt by 1 over 3,000 because this test is about so that there are about 3,000 people whose hair it would match. This is, however, a fallacy, because if hair is the only evidence against the suspect, then the pool of the potential suspects before the forensic evidence is taken into account is the entire population of the city, let's say 6 million. Which the new evidence reduces by a factor of 3,000. So if we divide the 6 million by 3,000, we get 2,000 suspects. However, in reality, this is why it's a fallacy. One would expect that this is not the only evidence, the hair match, in which case the initial proof of potential suspects will be much, much smaller. So for example, if we have only 4,000 initial suspects instead of 6 million to start with, then the forensic evidence may reduce this, let's say by 2,000 down to just 2 people. So it increases the probability of guilt down from 1 out of 4,000 suspects to 1 out of 2. And this is huge. This is huge evidence. So if you're interested here, I give you the citation to the actual paper. Thompson, Williams, Schumann, Edward 87, Interpretation of Statistical Evidence in Criminal Trials. And you can find it online, but if you don't want, you don't have to dig for it. I included the original paper for you here. It will take you to a Dropbox link and you can download it. That's it for daily data. I wanted to tell you a little bit also about updates in the background. I'm logged in as administrator, but yours will look a little bit like this. I have simplified the menus on 1 Million Women today, so that when you log in, you will just see your home. If you're VIP, you'll see VIP home. If you're gold, you'll see gold home, ideally. And if you are DIYer, which you are, if you are doing it as a free track, then by default you are a do-it-yourself or a DIYer, then you should see DIY home. VIP and gold members now have a few new things on the homepage, so please check it out. And I'm also working on the DIY courses with the team, so expect some changes. By the way, nothing's disappeared. Everything's still there. It's just not here on the site, so it's easier to navigate. When you first arrive, I received feedback from people it was a bit confusing. If you go into your profile page from anywhere, everything is still there. Your profile, your notifications, your messages, your friends, groups. There are also all the forums. You can send invites to friends, the docs, and courses and settings. So everything is still there, but it's now, instead of going it from the left navigation, you get it from your profile. And I think some of you will also see those profile links below your profile page on the top right. You might have noticed the new cover up here, this Code for Good. I've issued last week or this week a little invitation to all of you to contribute to open source. We have a need, so I've put it under 1 Million Women to Text / Code for Good on GitHub. I don't see anyone working on it, so jump on it, girls. Fork it and start contributing. If you don't know what's going on, ask somebody who knows Python to help you. We could really use some help with polishing up this ZenHub import code. I started it for you, so you can take a little bit of what the export version, and if you could send a pull request with an import, that would be supremely helpful. All right. Anything else? Please come to our weekly mission updates every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, except holidays. And there's one more week left for courses for Renter of Data, and one more week left for the Datathon, and then it's announcements time and finals time. Thank you so much, and see you next time.